Donald Trump was born in New York City on June 14, 1946. He came from a family with a background in business. His father, Fred Trump, was a successful businessman who worked in real estate. Fred Trump built houses and apartments in New York. Donald's mother, Mary Ann MacLeod Trump, was from Scotland. She was a homemaker. Donald was one of 5 children. He grew up in a large house in Queens, New York. His family life and his father's work in real estate would later have a big influence on Donald's own career choices. Growing up in New York, he was in a busy and exciting place, which may have shaped his ambitious personality. His family's business was already established, giving him a foundation to start his own path in the business world. This early environment and family background were important in forming the person he would become. As a child, Donald was described as energetic and sometimes a bit difficult. He went to school in New York. During his school years, he was known for being assertive and having a strong personality. Some stories from his childhood suggest he was competitive and liked to be noticed. School reports and accounts from people who knew him as a young boy paint a picture of someone who was confident and not afraid to speak his mind. He went to private schools in New York. While details of his academic performance are varied, it is clear that his focus was often more on activity and leadership rather than just schoolwork itself. His early experiences in school likely contributed to developing his self-assured and determined character. These early years were a time of learning and growing up in a bustling city environment. When Donald was 13, his parents decided to send him to military school. This school was called the New York Military Academy. The idea was that the discipline and structure of military school would be good for him. At the academy, students wore uniforms and followed strict rules. Donald spent 5 years at military school. During this time, he participated in sports and activities. He also showed leadership qualities and became a student leader. Military school was a different experience from his previous schools. It taught him about order, discipline, and competition in a structured setting. He has said that his time at military school was important for learning about leadership and how to be tough. This period was a significant part of his young life, shaping his approach to challenges and his sense of self-discipline. After military school, Donald went to university. He studied at Fordham University for 2 years, and then transferred to the Wharton School of Finance and Commerce at the University of Pennsylvania. He studied economics and finance. In 1968, he graduated from Wharton with a degree in economics. Soon after graduating, Donald joined his father's real estate business, which was called the Trump Organization. He started working alongside his father. This was the beginning of his career in real estate. Working in his father's company gave him a direct entry into the world of business and development. He learned about the industry from someone with a lot of experience. This was a crucial step in his journey into becoming a major figure in real estate and later in other fields. He began to learn the practical side of business from the ground up within the family company. In the early years of his career, Donald started to take on his own projects in New York City. He began to work on larger and more ambitious real estate deals than his father had typically focused on. He looked for opportunities in Manhattan, which is the central area of New York and known for big business and tall buildings. One of his early successes was the development of the Grand Hyatt Hotel in New York. This project helped to put him on the map as a developer in his own right, separate from his father's company's traditional focus on outer boroughs. He started to become known for wanting to build big and luxurious buildings. These early projects in New York were important for establishing his reputation and setting the stage for even larger ventures in the future. He was beginning to shape his own path and make a name for himself in the competitive New York real estate market. Donald Trump developed a particular style and approach to business. He became known for being very assertive and competitive. He was not afraid to take risks and aimed for high-profile, large-scale projects. His business style was often described as aggressive and focused on winning. He liked to make deals and was known for his negotiating skills. He also paid a lot of attention to promoting his name and brand. This approach was different from his father's more traditional and low-profile style. Donald wanted to be in the spotlight and to be seen as a major player in the business world. This distinctive business style, characterized by bold moves and strong self-promotion, became a hallmark of his career. In his early years in real estate, Donald Trump experienced both successes and challenges. The Grand Hyatt Hotel was a significant success. However, like many in business, he also faced difficulties and times when projects did not go as planned. The real estate market can be unpredictable, and there were times when his businesses faced financial pressures. He navigated these challenges, often through negotiation and restructuring deals. These early experiences taught him about the ups and downs of business and the importance of resilience. Despite challenges, he continued to pursue ambitious projects and build his business empire. These early successes and challenges were crucial learning experiences that shaped his business career and his approach to overcoming obstacles. They were formative years in establishing his business acumen and preparing him for even bigger ventures ahead. After starting in real estate, Donald Trump expanded his business interests. He moved into new areas like hotels and casinos. He built hotels in different cities, often putting his name in big letters on the buildings. He also got involved in the casino business, opening casinos in Atlantic City, a city known for gambling. These new businesses were part of his plan to make the Trump brand even bigger and more famous. He wanted to be known not just for buildings, but also for luxury and entertainment. Expanding into hotels and casinos was a way for him to reach more people and increase his public profile. This move showed his ambition to diversify his business and become a major name in various industries beyond just real estate development. He was always looking for new opportunities to grow and expand his business empire. As Donald Trump's business grew, he experienced both financial successes and difficulties. There were times when his businesses did very well and made a lot of money. However, there were also times when things were not so good. The casino business, for example, faced challenges and financial problems at certain points. The business world is often unpredictable, and even successful business people face ups and downs. Trump's businesses went through periods of growth and periods of financial strain. He used different strategies to manage these financial cycles, sometimes borrowing money and sometimes restructuring his businesses. These financial swings were a part of his business journey, reflecting the risks and rewards of large-scale business ventures. He learned to navigate these financial waters, adapting to changing economic conditions. Beyond business, Donald Trump started to become a public figure in other ways. He wrote several books, often about business and success. These books helped to share his ideas and his personal brand with a wider audience. He also made appearances in the media and started to become known for his opinions on various topics, not just business. He was becoming more than just a real estate developer. He was becoming a celebrity and a well-known personality. In 2015, Donald Trump made a big announcement. He said he would be a candidate for President of the United States. This was a surprise to many people, even though he had talked about politics before. Most people knew him as a businessman and a TV star, not as a politician. When he announced his candidacy, he did it in a very public way, holding rallies and giving speeches. He joined the race for the Republican Party nomination. His entry into the presidential race changed things a lot. Many people were curious to see what he would do and how he would campaign. His announcement marked a significant shift in his career, moving from the world of business and entertainment into the very different world of American politics. It was a bold move that caught the attention of the entire nation and the world. The 2016 presidential campaign was unlike many before it. Donald Trump's campaign was known for its direct and often unconventional style. He held many rallies where he spoke directly to large crowds of people. Key themes of his campaign included promises to make America great again, to build a wall on the border with Mexico, and to bring back jobs to the United States. He talked a lot about trade deals and said he would make better deals for America. His campaign speeches were often critical of the existing political system and promised to bring change. He used social media a lot to communicate directly with voters. His campaign was very different from traditional political campaigns, and it attracted a lot of media attention and public interest. It was a campaign that broke many of the usual rules of politics and engaged voters in new and different ways. Despite many predictions that he would not win, Donald Trump won the 2016 presidential election. He defeated Hillary Clinton, the Democratic candidate. This victory was a major surprise to many political experts and to people around the world. His win was seen as a sign of big changes in American politics. He became the 45th president of the United States, and during his time as president, there were several key events and decisions. One major event was the investigation into Russian interference in the 2016 election. He also faced challenges related to North Korea's nuclear program and tensions with Iran. Domestically, there were debates about healthcare policy and immigration. His administration also dealt with natural disasters and economic issues. Major decisions included withdrawing the U.S. from the Paris Agreement on climate change and moving the U.S. Embassy in Israel to Jerusalem. These events and decisions shaped his presidency and had a significant impact both in the United States and around the world. His presidency was a period of intense activity and significant policy shifts on both the domestic and international fronts. After serving one term as president, Donald Trump left office in January 2021. He did not win re-election in the 2020 election, losing to Joe Biden. However, Donald Trump's time in politics was not over. After leaving office, he remained very active in public life. He continued to hold rallies and give speeches, maintaining a strong connection with his supporters. He often spoke about the 2020 election and hinted at a possible return to politics. Many people wondered if he would run for president again in the future. He stayed in the public eye, continuing to be a significant voice in American political discussions. His activities after leaving office suggested that he still had political ambitions and influence. In 2024, Donald Trump announced that he would run for president again. He entered the race for the Republican nomination once more. His second campaign was also marked by large rallies and strong messages to his base of supporters. He campaigned on similar themes to his 2016 and 2020 campaigns, focusing on the economy, immigration, and America First policies. This time, he successfully won the election. In 2024, Donald Trump was elected President of the United States for a second time. He became the 47th president. His return to the presidency was another historic moment, marking only the second time in U.S. history that a former president had regained the office after losing re-election. His second term began with great attention and anticipation, as people watched to see how he would govern after his time out of office and what direction he would take the country in his second presidency.